Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Thursday at 3 o'clock, and this is Live at Epiphan, your favorite technology news show broadcast from the Epiphan offices here in Ottawa. Now, as you can see, I'm all by myself today, so George is actually off. Actually, I'm not sure what George is doing today. Has anybody heard from George? He's just not in the office. I thought he was going away next week, but hopefully he's all right. Maybe we should send him a text or something. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to live stream your gaming rig, and we're going to be using our Pearl Mini as an experiment to set up on this one. We're going to be broadcasting straight to Twitch, and actually found out some really cool stuff using Twitch and using our Pearl, which was a little bit unexpected. But first off, I think it's time that we get into the news. So just switch over to the news layout. All good. Hey, there we go. So every week we have some new news out of China. China is live streaming. They've got like 1 billion people living over there, nonstop streaming. They have a lot of different streaming platforms, a lot of places where you can stream from. And it seems like every week we're getting some interesting news out of China. This one was kind of cool. We talked about some filters last week. So unfortunately there was a filter, a little cat ear filter that was used on a broadcast for RCMP, and it didn't look so great. But the news that I'd like to share today is from this Chinese vlogger, who was actually kind of outed herself during an interview where her filter turned off. So she's been using a filter to make herself look younger on her live stream. And it turned out that the filter turned off, kind of outed herself, and now she's actually been banned from all these platforms because integrity is a big thing. She kind of lost her honor of streaming, and now she's been banned off of all these platforms. So she's lost her streaming income off of there, and obviously her credibility, because she was kind of misrepresenting who she was on this platform, trying to show that she was a little bit younger. Another thing in the news, we talked about it last week. Now, I just wanted to reiterate it because it is the topic of our show today. But Twitch is still on top. So out of the live streaming platforms, Twitch is on top, and not by a small margin. Twitch right now holds about 72% of that of the bandwidth when it comes to overall streaming. And just as a comparison, YouTube is at 19.5%. Now, this is live streaming content. Obviously, like we talked about last week, YouTube will always hold the amount, or sorry, the largest amount for VODs or post video. Facebook Gaming, which George pointed out last week, no one's really watching, is at 5.3, and Mixer, which I haven't really, I don't have any experience with myself, is at 3%. Now, one of the other things, I didn't actually make a logo for it or a picture for it this week, was to talk about the eSports gaming phenomenon that kind of went down earlier this week. Zoe might have heard about it. I'm not sure. You know what happened last week or earlier this week. So it was a huge purse. How much money did this guy end up winning? $3 million playing, what game was it again? It was, yeah, Fortnite. Okay. I think of it as 2 weeks because, you know, Fortnite is 2 weeks. But so this guy won $3 million in an online tournament, which is absolutely obscene. I was doing a bunch of research into Twitch as well. A few of the Fortnite players that are watching were talking about this championship game, talking about gameplay, and even talking about how some of the competitions you can net 150 grand, 50 grand, depending on what you're doing and kind of your participation in that tournament. So there's definitely a lot of big money going around in esports right now, and kind of centered around video games and games in general. If you take us back to the main layout, I'm just going to take a look at chat. See who's in here. Oh, Linda, you're here. Stay civil, Linda. Just asking nicely. Race TV Live, hi from the UK. Hey, Race TV Live. Faithfulness, thank you very much. Appreciate you tuning in. The loneliest gang ever. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. Should have put a camera on Zoe so we could show her there. No, I forgot to turn it off. So on this one, you have to actually have to flip them off. There we go. From the UK. No, that's okay. Zoe's prepared to fall on the sword, but that's okay. So Danny's saying he's not interested in video games, but he'll stick around for the AVI 4K. It will be discussed. So I'm using the AVI 4K for some of the hackery with our setup here. Just kind of read through there. Oh, Tim Trott, good to see you in there as always. And Marta down in Palo Alto is actually helping with our moderation today. Oh, Linda. Hitting printers does actually help quite a bit. There's a lot of moving gears in there. Sometimes they fall off their track. You gotta give it a smack, get it back on. I don't think that's a real thing. All right, now I'm looking at our Twitch stream. We are simultaneously streaming to Twitch today, so twitch.tv for the first time. If you want to tell your friends about it, or if you want to open up another window and check it out, it is twitch.tv/live@Epiphan. So no special characters there, just live@Epiphan, all one word. And it looks like we're still at one viewer on Twitch. But that's okay. It's our first episode. Maybe we'll gain some interest here. Now, what I wanted to talk about this week, obviously, was how to use our hardware to stream to Twitch. It was actually really simple getting set up on Twitch this week. Like a lot of other platforms, Twitch does provide a RTMP address where you can just stream directly. There's a lot of applications that you can use when you go to stream to Twitch. So a few of those include player.me. That's a Windows-only software protocol. We've used that, we looked at it before. Matt and I did a deep dive into a bunch of different live streaming protocols and applications, and that was one of them. It's actually really easy to use from what I've read about the reviews and the comments online. And what you can do is you connect your player to it, and you have access to all these overlays. You can show your stats, a lot of the cool features that kind of come in with an application custom built for this gaming streaming on Twitch. Streamlabs OBS, so that's the OBS that's specifically tailored for live streaming on Twitch using the Streamlabs setup. That's another free application. XSplit Broadcaster is another application that you can use to stream onto Twitch. And again, that's another free application. OBS, obviously that's the basis of the Streamlabs OBS program. And that's another free program. It is open source, and there's tons of different downloads and plugins and all this other stuff that you can add to it, which is makes it very useful. Again, it's a cross-platform application, so you can use that on Mac or PC. OBS.live, I think it was a free plugin for one of the other platforms. I actually didn't get too deep on that one, so I'm not super familiar with how to use that. And like I mentioned, you could also do streaming from a hardware device. Now, having taken a look at Twitch this week, I definitely learned a lot more about Twitch than I kind of knew from my assumptions and from what I've just heard from working here at Epiphan. And there's not just gaming content. There's actually a lot of video content, a lot of IRL streamers, so in real life streamers. So these guys have the backpack rigs, they're walking around, they have like a POV camera and just showing off everything that they're doing in a day. Those ones are a little bit trickier. Often they have like a phone going so they can maintain chat. When you have a lot of viewers on chat, especially on a phone, those comments are just like streaming by, so it's a little trickier to stay engaged. And some cool host shows. So I was watching one earlier today. These two hosts are at a game board event. They're looking at new game board games, and again, they're using a live view solo. And with that one, they have a producer camera operator with the backpack on, and they're actually shooting them. That was a cool setup. They're doing interviews. It was a little bit clunky because I had to change microphones at one point. But again, when you're doing a constant stream, you have no opportunity to cut away or kind of have like a hold or a commercial or anything. You have to make do with that. So let's get into the actual rig. Now, before we jump into what I'm going to show you on the actual Twitch setup, so if you can just load us into the behind-the-scenes camera, I'll kind of go through our setup here real quick. So for streaming to Twitch today, what I've set up is a Super Nintendo. So one of my coworkers here was actually able to bring this in for us to play around with. We've got our Pearl Mini. Now, how the Super Nintendo is hooked up to the Pearl Mini, it's a little bit of a hack right now, just so I can actually view it on the screen and also bring that signal in. So what I've done is I've used a HDMI splitter out of the SNES, and one of those signals is coming into the Pearl Mini, and then the other signal is actually coming in to my MacBook here, where, as you can see from the screenshot just in the top left corner, that's what I'm viewing on the screen. So I'm bringing that feed in so I can actually play the game on my computer, just bringing it in as a video source using the AVIO 4K. And then on the left-hand side of the screen, I've got our Twitch chat up. Oh, look, we've got like a, look, we've got a comment on here. 2 corgis. So I think I might know who that guy is, but I'm not going to give that one away. Hopefully just another dog fan. Now into the Pro Mini, again we have the SNES coming through, and I've got a couple of cameras hooked up. So in this particular layout that I've got the SNES in a kind of a retro frame. You can't really see that on here, but I'll show you that in a second. And I've also got a webcam set up here, and then a player camera just set up on me. I think this might be a little bit more than what you'd usually see with players. Usually I think it would just be a webcam. And of course, PTZ Optics showed us a webcam that they've designed specifically for gamers last week. It's actually really cool. It has an aperture down to 1.8. But anyway, so I'm bringing all that into the Pro Mini. And then from the Pro Mini, just for this demonstration today, I'm streaming that HDMI output over to our Pro 2. So Zoe, if you could actually flip us over to the Pro because I didn't have that on. All right. Yeah, oops, audio, lost audio. So I did actually have, I had a different setup on there initially, but hopefully you can hear me now. If you can hear that the audio is on, maybe we'll just wait a second and see if there's any comments on that. Could you just plug in and see if the audio is coming out on this channel now?
The one that we're on right now.
Yeah, it should be on this one. I had there we go, audio's back. All right, sorry about that. So I think I had explained a whole bunch of stuff with no audio on, classic Epiphan Live. Now, I'll just go over it again really quickly. I've got a few layouts set up within the Pearl. So this is the one that you would be streaming to vMix. On the right-hand side, we've got our chat aggregate going. And I'm just gonna take a look at the chat. Yeah, no sound, can't hear you, good now, hear you perfect. All right, thanks to our one viewer on there, Hood Rich OG. And yeah, again, Faithfulness is saying that the audio is back, so that's rad. Now, on our layouts, got a few different layouts set up, including a player-centric one, so you can actually see the player right on camera, a little bit of the gameplay on the other side, and then of course the controller here. And then this one where it's going to be gameplay-centric, and there we go. All right, so now let's get into some actual gameplay. Now, this is a game I didn't get a lot of experience with as a kid because I ended up not getting to play a lot. I wasn't super cool as a kid, so I didn't get invited over very often. Nice. And one of the things these Twitch guys are really good at is talking while they're playing. So we'll see if that's something that I can do. What's your favorite player? Actually, let's take a second. Yeah, Faithfulness, Epiphan is real. That's why you keep coming back. That's good to hear. Now, why don't you just throw out who your favorite character is, and we'll get started with that guy in Mario Kart. I usually go with Mario. Yoshi's pretty good. I find Bowser's pretty slow. Who's your favorite character in there, Zoe?
Peach.
Peach?
Or Daisy, but she's not.
Who's Vintage System? So Linda, I was explaining earlier that it's actually one of our employees here at Epiphan. Adam brought in his SNES, and that's what we're using on the show today. All right, so Linda says peach. Zoe said peach, so peach it is. Next round, Faithless. I'll do Donkey Kong on the next one. All right. There we go. There's a lot to think about. I want to make sure that I'm still framed for the player camera. And I've got my controller framed. Definitely overturning quite a bit. And yes, Linda, I am getting paid to play Mario Kart. All right, let's see if I can get up from 8th. Nice. All right, lap number 4. Think I can bring it back. One of the Twitch guys I was watching earlier this week was also chatting while he was playing Fortnite, which was really cool. Ooh. Yeah. Back to 8th again. I'm so nervous playing on the internet. I know there's like just dozens of people watching right now. It's really making me sweat. Yeah, there we go, 6th place. Not too great, not too bad. All right, so do you guys want to see me go through one more round? Very different from being monetized to play Mario Kart. Yeah, I don't know if any eSports gaming channels are going to be reaching out anytime soon. All right, let's try this lap again. Let's see if I can pick it up. Same course. He's going for the ultimate L. What does that mean, Faithfulness? Ultimate loss? Yeah. I was first for like 30 seconds there. The oversteer is just brutal. I think playing Mario Kart 64, with like the actual controller, just makes the left and right on here so much more challenging. And I can make excuses all day about how poorly I play Mario Kart. One of the things I was worried about hooking this up with our system was if there would be any, got you, Luigi. If there would be any restrictions for the HDMI out from the console. And that's that acronym that I can't remember. So throw it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. That's it's like not DHCP, that's a different thing, but it's like where the HDMI signal gets blocked. But that wasn't a problem bringing it into our Pearl. There we go. No. Not gonna happen. All right, gang. Yep. Thanks, Faithfulness. LOL, yes, W or L, short for win and lose. So that was a big fat L for that one. All right, so I'm gonna stop playing for a sec. If you wanna flip us over to the main view, we'll take a look at our comments, kind of get caught up on here. Kim was cheering me along, so that's great. You see how sweaty I am after that. It was like I was actually racing a real car. Yeah, audio is back. Thank you. And again, yeah, sorry about the audio. That was just a channel mix-up that I had when I was setting up our setting up the layouts. All right, so Linda is saying Danny wants some more deets on the AVIO 4K. So Linda, let me just look past all your other comments on here and see if I could find what Danny is looking for. So Danny, I was just looking to see if there was any more specific questions that you had about the AVIO 4K. And I'm not seeing it. But if you want to get any more information about the AVIO 4K, of course, you can check out our website. It is an amazing tool. You can bring in just about any HDMI source, any video source via HDMI, and it brings it in just like a webcam. So you can bring it into QuickTime, you can bring it into Skype, you can bring it into Zoom, any number of applications that can ingest a webcam signal. And of course, with HDMI, you can carry that audio over and bring it in on the same channel again. All right, I was going to see if there's, oh yeah, thank you, Marta. So HDCP, and that's high bandwidth digital content protection. Too much? Was that too much sweet gameplay? Is that what you mean, Tim? Too much pressure, I think. All right, go over to Twitch, see if there's any comments. Yeah, we had a couple of comments on Twitch there. All right, well, I think I'm going to play... Oh, there's the comment. Wow, that's slow today. Oh, test much. Yeah, I do lots of testing, but there's always one thing you don't test, and that's where you get caught up. All right, I'm going to play one more round. Zoe, why don't you get us back over... Excuse me. Zoe, get us back over to the main layout. I'm going to go put us onto the Twitch frame. I should have set up the... Oh yeah, I do. Thank you, Zoe. There we go. So that's tough. You almost need to have like a harness or something for it. Let's do a time trial. All right, so what was the other one that was suggested on there? I think Faithfulness said Donkey Kong. Gonna get it on with Donkey Kong. All right. Am I only allowed to do it? Okay, there we go. Scuba Beach? All right. So I don't have the pressure of having all those other players now. I love the music on there. Can you hear the music from the... bad. So Linda, that's a really good question. Now, one of the things that we learned about with Paul last week is that the Pearl Mini makes a really good streaming companion for folks that are just starting out. And what I would like to see would be a streaming rig where you've got the Pearl Mini set up on a VESA mount right next to the monitor that you're playing on. And you'd be able to bring it in as a source and have that big touch screen on there where you can toggle back and forth between the different layouts. I think for a lot of gamers, they're probably going to be using like, you don't hear the music. That's too bad. I'll just sing along. Do 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 do. I thought we had the music set up on there before.
Would that not count as copyright?
I don't know. I think there's a good chance that the music could be copywritten, which would be fine for Twitch, because Twitch you can just do anything on there. It's basically the Wild West of live streaming. No, for real. I was watching some videos, and the guys had copyright music playing in the background while they're playing Fortnite. Copyright music playing while they're like just chatting. Oh, dang. But yeah, sorry, Linda, back to your question. I'm not playing Rainbow Road. That'll just be embarrassing. Back to your question. The big touch screen on there, make it really easy for gamers to toggle back and forth. And of course, just the general ease of use. a lot of ease of use for gameplay. All right, Zoe, why don't you take us back to our main layout? I think I've had enough of embarrassing myself on playing Mario Kart. And yeah, sorry Faithfulness, I thought I had the music all set up on there, but maybe to Zoe's point, it would have prevented us from getting shut down on YouTube. I'm going to see if there's any other comments on here. Yeah, nothing. Oh, Samson Eke. Hi, everyone. Hi, Samson, if you're just tuning in. We were looking to see how poorly I could play Mario Kart on Twitch, and it was actually pretty poor. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out the VOD if you want to watch the rest of our episode later. Just checking out some of our Twitch comments. A lot of helpful Twitch comments on here. You're not supposed to go off the road. I guess I didn't realize that. That's kind of a good tip. I thought I could float through the water. No, just being sarcastic. All right, Faithfulness, very true. People play all kinds of music on Twitch. I wish it wasn't the same on YouTube. And yeah, it's kind of the big difference between Twitch and YouTube, is that you can get away with a lot more on Twitch. I'm not sure exactly how broadcasters, how folks that own the rights to these assets feel about that. Maybe because monetization is a little bit more murky. Google does have a much more defined, or they've been using monetization for a lot longer. So maybe with those relationships, they've kind of figured out more ways to monetize folks through their own platform if they do use copyrighted music, because they do have all of the big guys signed up and they can have the monetization go through. All right, well, I don't see any more comments on there that I feel like throwing up, aside from Linda's, most prolific commenter on the show. But please make sure to tune in next week to Live at Epiphan. Not actually sure what we're going to be talking about. And before I forget, Zoe had picked out some winners for the Instagram contest. Do you have those names ready to go? Okay, they haven't responded yet. So we actually have selected a few winners from our Instagram contest. So please stay tuned to our socials to find out if you won, or if you're one of the winners, or if you know a winner, and we'll get out some more details about how we can send that prize your way. So we were giving away 3 web... Morris Young is one of our winners. So is that just his hashtag or his handle on Instagram? So at Morris Young on Instagram, congratulations. And we'll be getting some more details too about how you'll be receiving your free Webcaster X2. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate you bearing along with a few of the audio challenges that we had. And we look forward to seeing you again next week for the show. And once we figure out what that's going to be, we'll make sure to post that up on social. So thanks, everybody, very much for watching. And we'll just go to our outro layout now.